Good morning, guys. Welcome to Fishful Thinker. I'm Chad LaChance. We appreciate you joining us. Now, you've caught us in the little tiny 11.5-foot boat in a hand-launched lake in southwestern Nebraska. We're at Camp Hayes Lake. We don't know a lot about the lake. We've got a beautiful spring morning right here. We're going to fish for 4 hours. We're going to fish from about 8 till noon. We're going to see what kind of largemouth bass we can catch. Any size to them, whatever, we really don't know. We're going junk fishing. We got 6 rods. We're just going to see what the lake will give us this morning. So it's a beautiful place. We're the only people here. Should be a really fun show, so stay tuned, get comfortable. It's going to be a fun morning.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. Peterson Toyota and Toyota Trucks, moving forward. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth. Berkeley, catch more fish. Abu Garcia, for life. Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. EVINRUDE, spend more time on the water. LOWRANCE, find, navigate, dominate.
Oh, buddy. First thing in the morning with a popper. That's my second cast, third cast of the day right there, guys, with a popper. I've got a whole mix of baits. We got 4 hours, like I said, and we're just gonna try to put together, 4 or 5 big ones is our goal. We're gonna treat it almost like a mini tournament day, even though we're in the middle of nowhere and we don't have the big bass boat and the whole 9 yards. We're gonna treat this like we want to go out and catch our 5, catch 5 nice ones if we can in 4 hours. So it's half a day of tournament fishing, but that seems fair because we got half the size of a pond in a little tiny boat. So we'll see what we can learn here. We don't know enough about the lake to speak real intelligently about the lake, which makes it fun for us. As a fisherman, I love that aspect of it. I don't want to know everything about the lake. I want to have to go figure some stuff out. And being in a little boat like this makes it even more fun. Man, oh man, that looks good right there. We're here in May, and there's a million lakes like this, so this isn't about this particular lake. It's about this style of fishing. There's a lot of lakes in Nebraska and Kansas and Oklahoma that are all like this, where you got hardly anybody there ever. And a good opportunity to catch, a variety of fish. All right, we just had one blow up this popper right here, guys, right in front of the boat, and he didn't get it. We're gonna give him all kinds of time here. See if he'll come back. He didn't get it at all. Didn't even touch it. Funny thing is, I saw a fish move from clear back there. I made a long throw to it. Okay. Put that thing down quick. That's what this is for. That's a big one too, I think. Either that's a big one or he's mad. Holy smokes. He ain't near as big as he looks for. I'll tell you what, dude, that fish right there, oh, he choked that thing right in these cattails right here. I had one fish blow up the popper pretty much right where the boat's sitting. And so, got him. God, he's nowhere near as big as he felt, guys, I'll tell you what. There it is, there's your Havoc Pit Boss on a Texas rig right there. That was the pitch bait. That's about my 10th pitch with it. And how about that, first thing in the morning? It's gonna be one of those kind of mornings right there. That's a pretty fish, guys. That's a pretty one. So there's number one. And that Havoc Pit Boss, and that bait's turned out to be a good bait for us. We've caught quite a few fish over the years on that thing now. Over the last year, I should say. It's on 17 pound, trying 100% fluorocarbon, and 7'1", medium heavy, extra fast St. Croix Legend Extreme. It's about as nice as a fishing rod gets. And then on top of that, I've got a Revo Rocket casting reel that is extremely fast gear ratio. So getting down on these fish and getting tight is not an issue at all. It's 9-to-1 gear ratio. All right, close range. There we go. And he just choked it right here in front of us, and it's not nearly, oh my gosh. There's just something about catching these guys that he's barely hooked on the tail hook. Come here, dude. Easy, easy, gotcha. Look at this. Look at this. I waited too, and I waited and I waited, and you can see that hook is barely through the skin of his lip. And if you pull on that fish very hard, that thing comes right out. And there we go. Porcupine in the tree right here. Another pretty big bird strike scar on that one right there. Beautiful fish. How about that? On the popper. So now we've had 2 bites on the popper. One missed it altogether, and the other one barely got it on the tail hook. So I'll keep track of that. I fished it very, very slow, and he just barely got it. So we'll see what happens, but that's good stuff. Throwing the popper on a medium power spinning rod. And we came over here to duck the wind a little bit. The wind's starting to come up. So we came over here to duck the wind a little bit, and we'll see if that proves to be a wise move or not. But so far, we're sitting here admiring the porcupine in the tree, and my popper got crushed.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Peterson Toyota and Toyota Trucks, moving forward. LOWRANCE, find, navigate, dominate.
When you've got fresh cane grass like this, you have got to take a swing at it. And I really, ideally would have something more like 65-pound braid and a heavy powered rod, but again, we're out in the little boat and I don't carry everything with me. Big old braided line. Look at all the bugs we just blew out of there. What kind of crazy hatch is that? Fish? Got him! Oh! Whew! That's what you call getting owned. Remember what I just said about a heavy power rod and 65-pound braid? He had me a little bit wrapped right there, and that's all it took for him to get away. It didn't take much. Holy smokes. See, and there's no water right there, and I mean none. That fish is in no water at all. I saw the line jump. We'll come back and retry that spot again in a little bit. That's the other thing about working out your patterns first thing in the morning like this is go through, fish relatively quick, see where you can locate fish, and then kind of figure out what your options are, and then go from there. So now I've had 2 bites on the popper and 2 on this Havoc Pit Boss. I like this pitch. And this is on a point right here. That's the second bite we've had, just inside of a point up against some cattails. So there's fish. Got him. There we go. Oh, it's a horse too, guys. Look at this one. I think we'll stick with working points with cattails on them. This is a horse right here. Look at that one. Oh, easy fish. Oh, buddy, here he comes. Okay, hooked right in the top of the snout. Come here, come here. Come here, open your mouth, open your mouth. Got it. It's a chunky one. There we go, guys. Oh, look at this. Look down his gullet. That's breakfast. There's a big old shad tail sticking out of there. Fishes look like he's been around some. That's a quality one right there in the morning sun, guys. Holy smokes. We'll get this boat spun around so we can see them. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Now, I was a little bit more patient on the hook set on that one because bottom line was we knew, look at that. Huh? Oh. As I know, the reason that last one, it's only been a minute since I lost the last one. And it was right in there, and then that one was right there. There's my rig, 5/0 heavy wire hook, buried, completely buried in there in that Havoc Pit Boss. And I got my sinker that's pegged right here with a rubber pegget, 1/4 ounce bullet weight right there. Real simple, 17-pound, Trident 100% fluorocarbon, 9-to-1 Revo rocket, getting tight on those fish in a hurry. And then the 7'1" medium heavy extra power rod. This is one of my absolute favorite setups to fish with. It's one of my absolute nicest rod reel line combos, and it's getting it done. Got him. There we go. Yeah, I think that was a good call to go back to the popper. That's a first throw after I put the jig down. We go back to the popper, and here I'm just gonna swing him in because he's just a little tight. And if you noticed, I'm way, there you go, look at that. Nice, nice fish though, beautiful fish, not a mark on him. Look at that. Here you go, buddy. There you go, right back to the popper, big giant popper. I mean, you get on these little lakes, and you get here in the post spawn, you ought to be thinking popper. It should be like the first thing that comes to your mind. It is for me. It doesn't matter what little ponds we go to, and it always seems to work, you know? And I think the biggest reason is you can keep in strike zone a long time. You can work it real subtle. You can keep in the strike zone a long time, you know? And with a spinning rod and light braid, you can really work it real subtly in lots of places. Now there's a single, got that one. Okay. There we go. I told you somewhere to be right there. We want him to nose us in. Come on up in here. Now that's a game fish right there. That's a, look at that perfect front hook. Both trebles on the front, or 2 of the trebles on the front hook. Eee. Whenever I'm working the popper, I have a mix of cadences usually until I find one that they really like. Of course, seemed almost as though I was working a jerkbait. Got that one. That one wanted it. That thing came up like Shamu and clobbered it. Are you kidding me? Oh, buddy, are you kidding? He's got both hooks, and he's got a big old bait in his throat. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Post spawners. Look at this fish. It's a classic post spawn fish. I believe we have done a fine job of reading the conditions this morning, showing up on a whim in the middle of nowhere. And I think we have done a fine job. Look at the fins all beat up and the tail all beat up, and you can see the way that fish just jumped up and smashed that popper. How cool is that? That's a chunky good, that's a good fish right there. See you, buddy. Right in that little shady spot right there. Boosh, came straight up from underneath it, give him 2 or 3 count on the hook set, and then blast him with it. The straight braid, you don't even have to hit them that hard. I do have this little fluorocarbon leader this long. And holy smokes, what a deal. And actually, guys, this is normally my jerkbait rod. It's 6'8", medium power, extra fast action, 20-pound braid. Oh, man.
Fishful Thinker Television is brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. St. Croix Rod, best rods on earth. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Got him right here. Okay, wind's got us going about 15 miles an hour at the boat, and fish's on the wrong side. Okay, turn the motor on, lock it down, hold the boat. Okay. Oh, and he's foul hooked on the side. He just came up in the wind and blasted this thing. I'm just gonna try to hold us right here in the wind, because with him being foul hooked, he's gonna be a handful. Okay. Now, the one thing about this trolling motor pedal is it has a constant on setting too. Oh, that's not good. That's a hard way to land a bass, guys. There we go. Okay. Okay, turn this down, get a hold of the fish. All right. All right. Well, that was not my prettiest catch, but you can see where he was. As the camera looks over there, that was really discombobulated. Boat was really going by there in a hurry, and he bit on the downwind side of the boat, and I had him in the mouth. I saw that when he first bit it, and then he came unhooked. But another pretty fish. Good Lord, they're all chunky in this pond. Got him. Got him. There he comes. Nice one too. All right, nose the boat out, get us out of trouble here. Okay, come here, buddy. There we go, come here, fish. Got him. Yeah! I just put the popper down. The only reason I put the popper down is all this cabbage right here, and I didn't want the thing to foul hook in all the cabbage. A weedless frog would be a good call, but I didn't have one immediately handy. Put the popper down, throw the Havoc Pit Boss in there, and stick another gorgeous one. Big slow kiss right in the top of the snout. Baby, baby, baby. We'll throw in behind. Oh man, I don't know what that was. Must have been a carp. It didn't eat. Fish. Got him. Well, maybe they're up in here anyway. This is a patch of cabbage right here, and we've now caught 2 or 3 off of a patch of cabbage. Another beautiful fish. This one's got a hickey right here. Somebody got him, and I got him right in the roof of the mouth. There's that big old hook. Another beautiful fish, guys. Good Lord, this is a good pond right here. Now, if I can catch fish that size all day long, and we told you we're gonna put it together, but really the end of the lake's right there, and we're gonna quit fishing. When we get to the end of the lake right there, we're done for the day. And that bait's done. I need to retie this, so we're gonna drift in here. But we have got a solid pattern. If you look at this cabbage grass right here, I just fished to the outside edge of this grass, right along in here, right where it ceases to get light penetration down to the bottom is where the grass ceases to grow. That's I think it's either the second or the third bite on that type of an edge, and all them bit the pitch bait. If we get up on the sheltered banks, then they bite the popper. So we've got a 1-2 punch figured out. I think the popper fish are post spawners that are guarding fry. These guys are out here to eat. Got him. Guys, we just took a 5-minute break, sat right here in the boat. There's the rock I caught the last fish on. Sat here real quiet, had a glass of water, regrouped, trying to decide if we needed to change anything. This cabbage line wraps around. I pitched straight down the cabbage line on this side with the same brand new Pit Boss, and that one looks a lot like the last one. Fish, got him. There we go, that's a nice one too. There we go. Let it take long. Oh, come on around here, fish. Get control of the boat, stay out off my bank. Yeah, that pattern's a pretty good pattern, I think. Not really sure if I should just keep doing that. Oh, got a good hook on him. Not gonna come off that big old super line hook. Oh, come out of there. There we go. Woo! Oh man, here we go. We gotta turn this thing on, pull out off the bank so we don't ruin all of our water. Holy smokes, and that cabbage, you know, I think Cameron was just looking at it and went inside the cabbage, dropped it through a little hole on that time as it's coming through. I'm just sort of swimming it through there, dropped it in a little hole, and it got ticked and came running out of there at full speed. Got him. There we go. There's the boat ramp I told you about, guys. We just turned around and we came back this way for a reason. Come here, fish. We came back over here and that, there's that same, you guys have seen that a bunch so far this morning. That's that big old extra wide gap hook in the Pit Boss and another perfect bass. So before we look at that thing too long, let's get her put back. We don't want to hurt any of them. Look at that. See, baby. Got him. Oh, I think he wanted it. How about that? How about that? Oh man, that fish came slashing out of there and I waited to set the hook till it came tight. And I still, look at that, it went in one side and out the other. I think we got him. Holy smokes, how cool is that? Ta-da! That was a pretty neat bite right there. I mean, when they come slashing out of a bank like that, oh good Lord. Guys, this has been